It's Brian Preston, the money guy.
This is from Daniel. He said, my wife and I are a few years shy of 40 and have 3 times our annual salary saved and investing, maxing out all retirement vehicles, saving 35% gross.
Boom.
Should we pull back on savings? Stupid question, question mark.
I think that's a great situation. By the way, do you realize how many money guy things? He just showed me he is a diehard listener because here's what 3 times income. We know that's from a Fidelity Wealth survey they did that we have covered that, by the time you're 40 years old, you ought to have 3 times your income. So kudos for all the throw-ins to kind of show he's got his stuff together. But I will say the biggest question I would have is, how's the family dynamic? How's the relationship? Do you have the why figured out so that you're not on this? Because there's a fine line between being purposeful with your savings and being a wealth creator and empire builder versus making sure you're not a miser. Mm-hmm. So is there something in life that he feels like he's not getting? Is he creating enough memories that are blossoming over time? Those are all the questions I would have. And then also, don't forget, because I'm sure because of some of the throw-ins he put in there, financial order of operations. Because for somebody who's saving 35% of your income, you obviously don't have a discipline problem with saving. You might have a discipline problem with, can I enjoy life? How do I flip the script from saver to spender? That's what financial order of operations is also going to help you with, is because once you check off the boxes, go out there and enjoy this thing, because you can't put the U-Haul behind the hearse. So we got to make sure that everything's lined up. Now, that was the touchy-feely answer. Did you have some like smart guy stuff that you were going to throw in there?
Look, Daniel, I love it, right? If you are saving 35% of your income and you're maxing out your retirement accounts and you've got 3 times your time, that's awesome. If you guys are able to do all the things, keep doing that, because you know what that means? Rather than your terminal point for working, rather than your financial independence point being 65, perhaps yours is 60, perhaps yours is 55, perhaps yours is even earlier than that. If you want to have that sort of behavior, all you may be doing is accelerating your timeline. Now, if you are not making memories and you're eating Beanie Weenies every night, not because you love Beanie Weenies, but because you're just eating Beanie Weenies, then maybe you should think about changing that. But if life is happy and you're doing that, that's great. You don't have to, but you certainly still can.
And make sure both spouses are on the same page with it. Because I will tell you, I've had cases where one person's a financial mutant. The other person's really good with money, but they kind of defer to the financial mutant. And then you find out, this is where the whole midlife crises and the breaks of marriages is when you find out one spouse just gets fed up. I mean, because I've had friends that have reached out where their spouse in their 40s was like, why am I still having to give you receipts on everything I do when I go out to eat and stuff? So just make sure. I know that that's not the analytical answer that sometimes you expect from the Money Guy show, but it is one of those touchy-feely parts just to make sure there's not something. Small things can turn into big things if you don't address them. So just from our experience, I want to make sure you're not letting something build up. Now, if both spouses are on this and they're both financial mutants, it works out beautifully. I just want to make sure you're checking the boxes on fulfillment as well.